I'm Nightfable, and we'll continue the adventure with our hero, our main character, Prince Alexander of Daventry.
Other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the
You ruined my video!
Beneath island there are at least
Good evening. I am Nightfable. Tonight, come and join me. I have wine. And King's Quest VI to entertain you with Prince Alexander of Daventry. Let's continue our adventure. Now, we're in the library, and there's this old stranger with us. Let's talk to Mr. Librarian, but first let's look at him, because, you know, we want to know what he's all about.
The bookshop owner is a thin, middle-aged man. His intelligent eyes are slightly blurry from long nights spent reading by candlelight.
I bet he's a romantic. Let's go, Alexander. Let's talk to him. You know you want to.
Good day, sir. I'm a stranger in this land. What can you tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
That is quite a question, young man. Who are you, and what would you have me tell you?
My name is Alexander. I know I am on the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever you can tell me about this island, and if there are other islands nearby.
You are indeed a stranger. Anxious is the man who knows not the customs of the land beneath his feet. This island is called the Isle of the Crown, because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village, and the docks over to the west. There are at least 3 other islands: the Isle of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder.
At least 3? Does no one know for certain?
This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an isle shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world.
That's quite a claim.
Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown, at least, sleep well enough at night.
Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how might I learn more about them?
Ideally, a young man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest, and it has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days, and if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle.
Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice.
Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more.
Okay. Thank you. That's too much talk. Too much. I don't need any talk right now. Too much for me. Let's go talk to the old guy. Let's touch him
For some
first.
inexplicable reason, Alexander feels compelled to avoid this hooded old man.
Let's look at
An
him.
old man occasionally steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under a concealing hood.
Haha. Look, he's got a little crown. Oh, not anymore. Okay, let's talk to him. Hey, you.
Good day, sir.
The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander.
I don't want to talk to you either.
There's a small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence, but that was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please."
Okay.
Only one book remains on the table. It looks like the bookshop owner really wants to get rid of that book.
Okay. What are we going to do? We're going to take it. You want to get rid of it? Why don't you just burn
Alexander
it?
picks up the book from the small table.
Burn it.
Oh, yes, please, take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir.
Really? Thanks.
Okay. Let's look at this book we have.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
And that's all?
Alexander is carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop.
Okay. We have a book from the bookshop. We have a little mint. We have a nightingale and a beautiful ring. What shall we do next? Well, from my experience, I know we want to go look over here and go look through the books.
Alexander is not interested in those self-help books.
Okay, what about here?
Thinking of Cosima,
Yeah.
Alexander decides to leaf through one of the volumes of love poetry. He reads, "Thy hair, thy lips, thy beauteous face, and all thy studied female grace have won for thee anon a place within this broken breast." Not bad. And another. "Upon the shore the lilies bend, untouched by worldly care, where shadow they her earthly bed, oh, that she were not there." Yikes. And another. "What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight I cannot live without the sight of you? What nameless thing has captured me, and made me powerless to flee? What thing is it without a name that brings my mind e'er back the same to thee? The name of love cannot apply. Its commonness does not decry the haunted, hunted, painful cry that my heart makes for you, that e'er my soul eternal makes for you."
A little close to home, that one.
Alexander returns the love poem book to the shelf.
What is this?
A page has fallen from the poem book and now lies on the floor.
Why?
Alexander is standing in a cozy little shop. Books of every size and shape line the walls.
I didn't say to look. I said to take. Take it. Take it.
Alexander is not interested
Come
in
on.
those self-help books.
No, take that.
Alexander is
No. Take it.
Alexander picks up the fallen page.
Yes.
It's the love poem he particularly
It's got a
liked.
little crown.
It must have fallen out of the poetry book.
Alexander
I
is
see
pretty.
that old volume has lost another page. You may keep it if you
You are
like,
now
sir. I have glued the stubborn
King of
thing back in
Burgers.
place 2 times already.
King
I
of-
do rather like it. Thank you, merchant.
Ah, you look pretty. Oh. Never mind. Okay, we can't talk to him. We talked quite enough with him. And, we have a new book. We have a poem. Very lovely poem. Let's leave this place. I will save it first. Right here. Right there. Okay. Let's go. I don't think there's anything else we can do at this point. I think we have to venture out and talk to as many people as we can. Who is this?
There's a young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long, plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant, or even worse, a slave. The serving girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes.
How can I help her?
You lazy thing! Get back to work and stay away from those roses! I've told you 1,000,000 times, those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you! You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning! And get your veil back on! No one wants to look at your face!
Yes, stepmother.
Ooh. She looks a little, disheveled. We couldn't do much to help her, but we can look at the
Red
roses.
roses beautifully cover the top of the house's fence and gate arbor.
Okay, can we take one?
Alexander has not been invited to pick the family's roses.
So what? You're a prince. You can take whatever you want. Whenever you want. Okay, let's go over here.
Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful, and I can show you the way to the next island.
Okay. I am going to save it here because I want to show you what happens. Even though you probably know what happens here.
Come on,
If you've
jump
played
in.
this
A little
before.
water won't hurt you.
Let's go jump into the water.
Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get into the water is just to jump off the pier.
Yeah. Jump. You need a bath.
The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea.
Not a very good swimmer, are you?
Help me!
Sorry, I think not.
As his head submerges for the third time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a
Bye-bye.
limb for a stranger.
Bye, Alexander.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer.
That's right. He is. Let's restore. I'm not gonna tell you who he is yet.
Come on, jump in.
I'll let
A
you
little
decide
water
for
won't
yourself.
hurt you.
Let's just ignore him for now.
What are you waiting for? I said I'd show you.
Oh, shut it. We don't want to hear you. Okay.
That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh well, perhaps he just dove under the water.
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? I know. Okay.
Yeah, what do you want?
Let's talk to him.
Alexander promises himself that he will not go home until he has determined what Casima's feelings are for him, and if she needs his help.
Go away! The ferry's out of business.
Oh, was he talking to himself?
Alexander feels it.
Oh, God. Oh, God, that's... Okay.
I said the
Well,
Alexander promises him.
No.
Excuse me. My name is Alexander. The owner of the bookshop in the village told me you might be able to help me.
Alexander,
I hear
there's
you
someone
used to
standing
run
in
this
front of
ferry
you.
to the
Don't
islands.
talk to yourself.
I'd like to talk to you if you have a moment.
Jeez.
You say old
That's so
Allie
rude.
sent you?
No
I
wonder
can't see
he
why. The
slammed the
ferry's
door in
not
your
running,
face.
you know.
I understand.
Jeez.
I'd just like to talk to you about the islands if you don't mind.
Well, I guess it'd be all right if Allie sent you. Well, don't just stand there. Come on inside.
He's kind of gruff, and isn't he? He's like
What is it you wanted to talk about, young man?
He's a C-type person. I like how they drew the portraits in the remastered version, because in the other version, the earlier version, if you see look on YouTube, it's very different from this one. This one is a lot more detailed, a lot clearer. They repainted the whole portraits, reanimated everything, so it's much more impressive now than it was before. And it's a plus because we can see it all, you know, unveiling in front of our very eyes. So perfect. All right, let's talk to this sea boy.
I'm a visitor to these islands. I'd like to learn what I can about the area.
So you
Sailor.
said outside. What is it you want to know?
Well,
Sea
for
dog.
one thing,
There we go.
why has the island's
dog.
only ferry been
This
dry
old
docked?
sea dog.
Huh. It just ain't safe to sail these days. What with the islands feuding and all. Wazir Al-Hazred had ordered the ferry closed till things settled down. Me, I don't think she'll ever see water again.
But why are the islands feuding?
You got me. Something about stolen property or some such thing. 'Tis a real shame. Things used to be so friendly.
Then this unrest is recent.
A few years is all, but it's been long enough.
Perhaps if the ferry were repaired.
This old thing? This ferry's been out of water so long she's no longer even seaworthy. Her boards have dry rot. She'd fall apart at the first taste of seawater.
But there must be some way to get off this island.
There's only one other way to travel that I know of. A magic map. The owner of the pawn shop can tell you more about that than I can, Alexander.
I'm sorry, I should have warned you about the super heavy flow of dialogue that was about to occur. So, we don't really need to talk to him that much. What we need is this thing.
There's nothing
Right
of interest
here.
on that.
Oh. What do I know?
I see you have a rabbit's foot. Has it brought you much luck?
As you can see, my luck's been out for some time now, despite that old charm. Why don't you take it with you? Perhaps giving the darn thing away will bring me good fortune at last.
Perhaps it will at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now let's go.
Well, I think I'll be going now.
Yeah.
Thanks for allowing me into your home.
Posh, not at all. It breaks the boredom, if you know what I mean.
Well, you can be bored on your own. I don't want to be part of it. Bye-bye. It's time for goodbyes. Let's go away to another land. Let's make him walk a little bit faster. Now I hope that
Alexander can enter the...
I talked enough to that I unlocked.
Oh.
Oh,
Good day again. How may I help you?
hey! It is someone who we have to show our ring. Guess why? Because it...
Why would Alexander want to offer the stranger
Oh,
Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation.
oh, sorry, I clicked. Let's give him our ring.
Determined to learn more about
There.
the strange man's relationship with the princess, Alexander shows the man his insignia ring
This
and
is
formally
important,
introduces himself.
okay? It's really important.
I'm sorry
if you
to
want
insist,
the great ending.
but my name is Alexander of Daventry.
And I want it, so...
I appreciate the offer of the ring, Alexander, but I'm afraid I'm already spoken. Daventry? Where have I heard of Daventry? Flying flit mice. You must be Prince Alexander. Cosima told me about you when she arrived home. How came you here?
Why, by a ship now wrecked upon the sand. But you know Cosima? She truly spoke of me?
Yes, I saw her briefly when she first returned home. She mentioned a prince to me, a Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm afraid that was before she was told about her parents' deaths. You see, she arrived home a few weeks too late. The king and queen thought they'd never see her again. It is said they died of heartbreak. I'm afraid she's blamed herself.
What a terrible homecoming. If we had only known.
Terrible indeed, poor thing. Everyone in the kingdom seems to despair with her these days. The streets are silent.
Where is she now?
The princess is sequestered in mourning. It's a rather dated tradition, and not required, but the Wazir says she insisted out of respect.
I see. You've yet to say who you are and how you know the princess.
I? Oh, pardon me. My name is Jalo. I am clown to the royal court, and had been since the marriage of Cosima's parents, King Caliphum and Queen Alaria. Oh, those were the happy days. The pair of them were so full of joy and life, so in love. And Cosima's birth. It would be hard to explain how long they had waited, how they had hoped for a child. I mean, she was such a charming little thing, smart as a whip, kind and sweet. Oh, she means everything to this kingdom, Alexander, and to me. I'm so terribly worried about her.
About her grief over her parents, you mean?
Well, the truth is, I do not trust the Wazir or his plans for Cosima. I'm still living at the Castle of the Crown as court clown, his clown. But it is more to keep my ear to the ground than out of loyalty. I wish I knew what the princess thinks these days. If only I could find Sing Sing, Cosima's pet nightingale. I might be able to send the princess a message. As it is, I must wait for the end of her seclusion. Now I'm afraid I must hurry back to the castle. I'll try to return to the bookshop again later.
Thank you for speaking with me, Jalo. I hope we meet again soon.
Yay! We've met Jalo. I've made many mistakes before in the past where if you don't give him your ring, he doesn't believe that you're Prince Alexander. And it has a big influence on the ending later on. Well, later in the game, you know, the ending, it has a big difference. So it makes a difference, not has. What am I saying? I say such silly things. Okay, so we've met Jalo. We've talked to the sea dog. Now let's see if we can talk
How
to him
fare
again.
you, merchant?
Well, I would be better if I could only finish my manuscript. I am a
Oh, wait, no, what am I thinking? That's not where I'm supposed to be. Jeez. That's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to go in here. In here.
Good day.
See who's back. Do you see him? Let's touch him again.
For no apparent reason, Alexander's flesh crawls at the mere thought of touching the old man.
Okay, good. Let's take a mint if we can.
Alexander already has a mint. He'd prefer to leave some for the other customers.
Okay. What if we give the old man a mint? Huh? What's gonna happen now?
Alexander decides to be friendly and offer the old man a mint.
Would you care for a mint, sir?
No thank you. I'll get my own mint from the dish when I want one.
Okay. Well, who cares? I'm gonna talk to him.
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the Green Isles.
Not the sea
Why,
dog.
as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Okay. You know, we didn't need all this jabber, but he wants something of great value in exchange for the map. Let's give him our ring, because that's all we have.
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold. Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind, and I'll remember about the map.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
Bye-bye. Seconds later in the castle.
Master! I followed Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
Yes, Master.
Now, what is this about a magic map?
With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly as I can.
I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
Yeah, Shamir. You listen to your master. Evil master. We have a magic map. Yay! High five! Now, unfortunately, it's time for goodbyes. Yes, we have to say goodbye. So, I will see you again very soon. Take care and thanks for watching. If you can, please subscribe to me. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are awesome. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.